Cancer, tomorrow brings big news and that call or message you've been waiting for. It is about to change absolutely everything. But here is the twist. This isn't just a casual, "How are you?" text. This person has been wrestling with a confession so heavy, it's been keeping them up at night, and there is actually someone else trying to block them from hitting send. If you feel that sudden tightness in your chest right now, that's your intuition confirming you are in the exact right place at the right time. Before we dive into exactly what this message says and who is trying to stop it, drop a Cancer in the comments. Tell me what city you're watching from, and hit that like button to lock this energy in. Let's get into the reading. Cancer, welcome. Take a deep breath. Drop your shoulders. You need to ground yourself for this one, because what I'm picking up on right now is not just intense, it is actively shifting the energetic timeline around you. This reading already feels heavy, but it's a good kind of heavy. It's the feeling of a dam breaking. Something has been building quietly in the background of your life, and Spirit is showing me that it is finally reaching a boiling point. This does not feel random. You did not click on this video by accident. The universe literally intercepted your scrolling to make sure you hear this message today, because tomorrow, the energy shifts completely. Someone cannot stop thinking about you. And when I say they cannot stop thinking about you, I mean it is bordering on obsession. It is keeping them awake. It is distracting them from their daily routine. You have completely infiltrated this person's mind, and the worst part for them? They have absolutely no idea how to handle it. They are losing their grip on the emotional control they fought so hard to maintain. You see, Cancer, you have a very specific kind of energy. You love deeply, you nurture fiercely, but when you pull that energy back, when you finally decide to walk away and protect your own peace, it destroys people. And that is exactly what is happening here. This person is feeling the absolute void of your absence, and it is terrifying them. What I'm picking up on is a massive sense of confusion on their end. They are confused because they thought they had you all figured out. They thought they could keep you in a certain box, keep things casual, or keep you waiting in the wings while they dealt with their own baggage. But you showed them otherwise. You showed them that your heart is not a playground. You pulled back. You got quiet. And in that silence, their world began to crumble. Here's the thing about silence. It doesn't just cut off communication, it amplifies the truth. And the truth is, they are deeply, undeniably hooked on you. The question is, what are they going to do about it? Why have they been holding back? Why does it feel like they are so close, yet so impossibly far away? I see them pacing in their mind, going back and forth between pride and panic. They want to reach out. I keep seeing them picking up their phone, staring at your name, typing out a message and then deleting it. Over and over again. They are being haunted by the memory of you. The way you made them feel safe. The way you looked at them. The way your energy just wrapped around them like a warm blanket they didn't even know they needed. For some of you, this is a specific person you've been doing your best to forget. Maybe you've even told your friends, "I'm done. I've moved on." But energetically, the cord is still very much attached. And Spirit is showing me that this attachment is vibrating intensely right now. There is a truth that has been delayed for too long. They've been sitting on a secret, a realization, or an apology that is literally suffocating them. They are drowning in their own unspoken words. It feels like they are standing on the edge of a cliff right now. They know they need to jump, but the fear of the unknown is paralyzing them. What happens if they confess how they really feel? What happens if they expose their vulnerability to you? Will you reject them? Will you laugh? Will you tell them they are too late? These are the questions tormenting them. They are terrified of losing you, but their very fear of losing you is exactly what is causing them to lose you. It's a karmic loop of their own making. But Cancer, tomorrow brings a massive shift. I'm seeing the number 11 heavily here. A master number of spiritual awakening and sudden divine intervention. Something is pushing this person to their breaking point. They can no longer contain what is inside them. The energetic pressure is simply too high. A decision is being forced by the universe. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to text them, call them, or send a subtle signal. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, do not make the first move. Let them sit in the discomfort they created. Let them feel the weight of their own silence. This person may try to play it cool on the outside, but underneath that detached, nonchalant mask, they are screaming. They are falling apart. They are realizing that whatever distractions they tried to use to get over you are not working. Nothing compares to you. No one makes them feel the way you do. And as tomorrow approaches, that realization is going to hit them like a freight train. The energetic hook is set deep, and now it's just a matter of time before they are reeled in. I want you to trust your intuition right now, Cancer. If you've been seeing repeating numbers, if you've been having vivid dreams about them, if you've just had this unexplainable feeling in your gut that they're about to resurface, do not doubt yourself. You are not making this up. Your intuition is highly attuned right now. You are picking up on their energy in real time. They are thinking about you as I speak these words. But why is this happening now? What exactly changed in the last few days to push them to this breaking point? The answers are deeper than you think, and it involves a profound internal awakening they are currently going through. Cancer, let's talk about exactly what you awakened in this person, because this is the core of why they simply cannot let you go. You need to understand that before you came into their life, this person was operating on a very specific, very guarded frequency. They were surviving. They were navigating their world with their armor on, keeping everyone at a safe distance, probably telling themselves that they didn't need anyone. And then, here you come. With your deep, lunar, nurturing Cancer energy. You didn't just break down their walls, you made them realize they even had walls. You offered them a kind of emotional safety they haven't experienced in a very, very long time. You saw them, truly saw them, and that terrified them. Here's the thing about people who aren't used to being loved properly. When they finally receive it, their ego doesn't know how to process it. Instead of leaning into the love, their pride flares up. They start thinking, I don't need this, or I can't be tied down, or worse, I don't deserve this. What I'm picking up on is a massive internal war between their heart and their ego. Their heart is screaming for you, pulling them toward your energy like a magnet. But their ego? Their ego is terrified of surrender. They have been so used to being in control of their emotional landscape, and you completely disrupted that. You made them feel out of control, and for someone with their kind of baggage, losing control feels like a death sentence. For some of you watching, this person has a history of avoidant behavior. The moment things get too deep, the moment the intimacy feels too real, they bolt. They pull the ripcord. And they did that to you, didn't they? They created distance. They gave you the cold shoulder. Maybe they even tried to replace your energy with someone else. Someone who demanded less of them, someone who didn't require them to take off the armor. But it didn't work. It never works. Because what you gave them wasn't just a fleeting connection, it was a soul-level awakening. They tried to go back to their old life, tried to swim in the shallow end of their emotions, and suddenly they realized they were drowning. It feels like every time they close their eyes, you are there. The memory of your voice, your touch, the way you looked at them with those deeply understanding eyes, it haunts them. This isn't just a crush. This isn't just a what if. This is a visceral, bone-deep longing. They are carrying a heavy burden of regret right now. They know they messed up. They know they took your gentle, nurturing energy for granted. They know they played games when all you wanted was honesty. And that guilt is eating them alive from the inside out. The question is, are they going to let that guilt paralyze them, or are they going to use it as fuel to finally make things right? Why can't they let go? Because you became their home. And once you leave home, everywhere else feels cold. No matter who they talk to, no matter what distractions they throw themselves into, they are constantly comparing everyone to you. And let's be real, Cancer, nobody compares to you. Your intuition, your empathy, the way you effortlessly make people feel held without even trying, it's a rare frequency. They're experiencing a severe emotional withdrawal. They thought they could just walk away, keep things casual, or keep you as an option on the back burner. But the universe is showing them very loudly that you are not an option. You are the lesson. And they are failing the test right now. But let's peel back another layer, because there is a specific psychological stickiness here that we need to address. This person is not just missing you, they are feeling completely undone by you. I keep seeing this image of them sitting alone, late at night, scrolling through your old messages or staring at your photos. The detachment they project to the outside world, the "I'm fine, I'm living my life" act, is a complete facade. Underneath, they are entirely overwhelmed. They are drowning in a sea of what ifs. What if they had just been honest? What if they hadn't let their fear dictate their actions? What if they had stepped up when they had the chance? This person is realizing that by trying to protect themselves from getting hurt, they ended up hurting themselves anyway, and worse, they hurt you in the process, which is the one thing they never wanted to do. They're caught in a karmic loop of their own making. Every time they try to move on, the universe brings them right back to thoughts of you. It's like a song stuck on repeat. They can't eat, they can't sleep, they can't focus at work. Your energy has completely possessed their mind. And the most painful part for them? They know they have no one to blame but themselves. This is why they cannot let go. You didn't just leave a mark on their heart, you permanently altered their energetic DNA. They didn't know love could feel like a safe harbor until you showed them. And now that you've pulled your ships out of their harbor, they are adrift in a storm. They are desperately searching for a lighthouse, but the only light they see is you. This realization is hitting them hard right now. It's not just a passing thought, it's a spiritual intervention. Their guides are not letting them sleep. Their higher self is forcing them to sit with the weight of your absence. But what I really want to know is, what was the exact catalyst? What changed in the last few days that made them finally drop the act? Because there is a specific moment coming up, a turning point that shattered their illusion of control. Let's talk about what actually changed, Cancer, because this is where the energy shifts from passive longing to active panic. You need to understand the power of your own withdrawal. For a long time, you were the one holding the connection together. You were the one sending the good morning texts, checking in, offering your emotional labor, and keeping the energetic bridge between you two intact. But something snapped in you recently. You hit a wall. You got tired of pouring your ocean into a cup with a hole in the bottom. So you stopped. You pulled your energy back. You retreated into your shell. And that silence? That was the loudest thing you could have ever done. What changed is that they felt you let go. Energetically, it felt like the ground beneath them disappeared. When you were holding on, they felt safe. They knew you were there. They took comfort in your presence, even if they weren't treating you right. But the moment you truly released your grip, when it wasn't just a tactical silence to make them miss you, but a genuine, soul-level surrender of the outcome, they panicked. The temperature dropped. They woke up one morning and realized the cord was cut. You weren't waiting in the wings anymore. Here's the thing about a Cancer pulling away. It is absolute. When you finally decide to close the door, the lock clicks shut. And this person felt that lock. They tried to reach out subtly, maybe liking a post or sending a vague message, but they were met with a completely different frequency. You were no longer feeding their ego. You were no longer validating their importance. And suddenly, the reality of losing you hit them like a physical blow. They realized that you are not a guaranteed constant in their life. You are a privilege, and they abused that privilege. For some of you, there is a specific element of jealousy or a third-party situation that acted as the ultimate catalyst. Let's be honest, Cancer. When you start glowing up, when you start moving on, the universe has a funny way of making sure they see it. Did they see you out somewhere looking absolutely radiant? Did they notice you getting attention from someone else? Did they see you thriving on social media, looking happier than you've been in months? It feels like they witnessed your light shining without them, and it shattered their ego completely. They thought they had more time. They thought you would wait forever. Seeing you unbothered, seeing your aura expand without them, was the ultimate wake-up call. But it's not just about jealousy or seeing you move on. There is a deeper, spiritual shift happening here. What changed is that the universe stepped in. This connection has been in a holding pattern, a karmic waiting room, and the divine timing has finally kicked in. I keep seeing the image of a clock striking midnight. The old cycle is officially over. The old dynamic where they could play games, keep you at arm's length, and dip in and out of your life whenever it suited them, that is dead. It cannot survive in this new energy. And they know it. This person is currently experiencing a profound spiritual awakening, whether they want to admit it or not. They are being forced by their guides to look in the mirror. Every distraction they try to use is falling apart. Every person they try to talk to feels hollow because they don't have your depth. They don't have your warmth. The contrast between you and the rest of the world has become painfully obvious to them. They are sitting in the rubble of their own choices, realizing that they pushed away the best thing that ever happened to them. And the dreams, Cancer. Oh, the dreams. For some of you, this person has been having incredibly vivid dreams about you. They wake up reaching for you. They hear your voice echoing in their head. The spiritual pressure on them right now is immense. They are seeing your name everywhere. They are seeing synchronicities that point directly back to you. The universe is not letting them forget you. It is cornering them. It is backing them into a wall until they have no choice but to surrender to the truth they have been running from. They are losing control. The carefully constructed life they tried to build without you is crumbling. Their pride, their ego, their fear of vulnerability, all of it is being burned away by the intense fire of their regret. They realize that by trying to protect their heart, they broke their own heart. The turning point wasn't just you walking away. It was the sudden, terrifying realization that you are never coming back unless they change. Unless they step up. Unless they offer you the truth. The facade has cracked. The mask has slipped. They can no longer pretend they are fine. They can no longer pretend this was just a casual fling. The emotional dam is bursting, and they are drowning in the flood of their own unspoken feelings. But what exactly are they feeling right now, in this exact moment? What is the specific emotional truth that is keeping them up at night? Because what I'm seeing next is a level of obsession and desperation that is going to shock you. Cancer, we need to prepare you for what this person is feeling right now, because the energy here is almost suffocating. It is thick with regret, obsession, and a desperate, clawing need for redemption. They are no longer just missing you. They are actively mourning the version of themselves they were when they were with you. What I'm picking up on is a profound, earth-shattering realization that they threw away a once-in-a-lifetime connection. And the weight of that realization? It is crushing them. Let's talk about the surface versus the reality. On the outside, to their friends, to their social media, to anyone watching, they are projecting this image of being completely unbothered. They're going through the motions, smiling, acting like life goes on. But underneath that fragile, brittle mask, they are on their knees. They are spiritually exhausted. They are waking up in the middle of the night with their heart pounding, reaching for their phone, wishing they had the courage to just call you and lay it all out. The contrast between the person they are pretending to be and the person they actually are in the dark is staggering. They are entirely overwhelmed by you. Here's the thing, they don't just miss your energy. They are realizing that you were their safe haven. Without you, their world feels incredibly cold and chaotic. They are feeling a deep, agonizing emptiness that no amount of distraction can fill. They have tried to drink it away, talk it away, or sleep it away, but your energy has completely taken root in their soul. It is anchored there. And now, they are feeling something they never expected to feel. Sheer, unadulterated fear. The fear of losing you forever. The fear that they have pushed you too far. The fear that you have already moved on, and they are going to be left with nothing but the ghost of you. I need you to really hear this, Cancer. This person is feeling a profound sense of guilt. Not just a passing my bad kind of guilt, but a soul-level remorse. They know they took your heart for granted. They know they played with your emotions. They know they gave you breadcrumbs when you were offering them a feast. And every time they think about how they treated you, it physically makes them sick. They are replaying every single argument, every missed call, every moment they chose their ego over your heart. They are wishing they could build a time machine just to go back and do it all over again, but this time, with the courage to love you the way you deserved. For some of you, This person is feeling a deep sense of jealousy and possessiveness that they have absolutely no right to feel. They are watching you from a distance. They are keeping tabs on you. And it is driving them insane. They see you glowing. They see you stepping into your power. They see other people noticing you, gravitating toward your light, and it is making their blood boil. Because in their mind, you are theirs. Even if they didn't claim you when they had the chance, their soul recognizes you as their person. Seeing you shine without them is both beautiful and agonizing for them. It's the ultimate wake-up call that they no longer have the right to your warmth. And now, the divine pressure is building. The universe is not letting them off the hook. I keep seeing the number 444 everywhere around them. The angels are surrounding them, whispering your name, pushing them toward a confession. They are seeing your name on billboards, hearing songs that remind them of you on the radio, encountering your Zodiac sign in random places. It is relentless. Spirit is essentially telling them, you cannot run from this. You must speak your truth. The divine timing has officially kicked in, and the window for them to make things right is opening. But it's not going to stay open forever. They are feeling a pull to confess. A desperate, overwhelming urge to just tell you everything. To lay their cards on the table and say, I was scared. I was stupid. I let my pride get in the way of the best thing I ever had. I love you, and I am willing to do whatever it takes to make it right. They are rehearsing this conversation in their head constantly. They are writing and deleting messages. They are staring at their phone, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for a sign. And Cancer? Tomorrow is that sign. Tomorrow is the moment the energetic pressure forces their hand. They can no longer keep this inside. The emotional dam is breaking. But they are also terrified. They are terrified that they are too late. They are terrified that you will reject them, that you will finally give them a taste of their own medicine. They know they have to face the karmic consequences of their actions. They know they have to sit across from you and own their mistakes. And while they are terrified, the thought of losing you forever is scarier than the thought of being vulnerable. They are ready to surrender. They are ready to drop the sword and finally offer you the truth, the commitment, and the apology you have been waiting for. But just as they gather the courage to step forward, Spirit is showing me a complication. There is an outside energy, an interference, a third party that is about to try and block this message from reaching you. They are trying to stop the truth from coming out. Who is trying to keep you apart? And how is this person going to handle the interference? Cancer, as I was saying, just as this person gathers the courage to finally step forward and deliver the truth, the universe is showing me a massive roadblock being thrown directly into their path. We need to talk about the outside energy, because this is where the drama intensifies, and it is absolutely crucial that you understand what is happening behind the scenes. There is an interference element here, a third party or an outside influence that is actively trying to keep you two apart. What I'm picking up on is someone who is deeply invested in keeping your person distracted. For some of you watching, this is an ex-partner who is still clinging to them, refusing to let go and manipulating circumstances to keep them close. For others of you, this isn't a romantic interference, but rather a toxic friend or a family member who has been whispering poison in their ear. They are telling your person things like, you don't need to settle down, or Cancer is too emotional for you, or you're better off keeping your options open. This third party represents the old, stagnant energy that your person has been trapped in. They thrive on your person staying small, guarded, and emotionally unavailable. Here's the thing about this interference. They are jealous. They see the profound, soul-level connection you share with this person, and it makes them incredibly insecure. They know that if your person actually surrenders to your love, they will lose their grip on them entirely. So, they are going out of their way to create doubt. I see them planting seeds of suspicion, maybe even trying to orchestrate situations that make it look like you are moving on, or making you look like the bad guy for protecting your own peace. It's classic toxic behavior. They want your person to stay in the shallow end of the pool with them, because the depth of your ocean terrifies them. But let's look at how your person is handling this. In the past, they would have folded. They would have listened to the noise, prioritized their social image, or let their friends' opinions dictate their love life. But something has shifted. The guilt and the regret they are feeling right now are so overwhelmingly powerful that it is drowning out the outside chatter. The interference is trying to stop the message from coming through tomorrow. They might literally be around them tomorrow, taking up their time, trying to keep them busy, or guilt-tripping them into staying away from you. They're panicking because they can see your person slipping through their fingers. Your person is caught in a tug-of-war right now. On one side, you have the divine timing, the spiritual pressure, the angel numbers, the soul-level pull. On the other side, you have the ego, the old habits, the toxic influences, and the fear of what people will think. It feels like they are standing at a crossroads, being pulled in two completely different directions. The outside energy is fighting for their soul, but your energy is fighting for their heart. What I'm seeing, though, Cancer, is a profound moment of clarity hitting them like a lightning bolt. They are going to see right through the interference. The scales are falling from their eyes. They are realizing that everyone who has been advising them against you is someone who is deeply unhappy in their own life. Why are they taking relationship advice from people who don't even know how to love? Why are they listening to people who are single, bitter, or trapped in miserable situationships? The hypocrisy of it all is finally dawning on them. This is the emotional turn. The very interference that was meant to keep you apart is actually the thing that is going to push them back to you. Because it made them realize what they are losing. It made them realize that life without you, surrounded by these shallow, bitter influences, is a cold and empty existence. They are ready to burn bridges. They are ready to cut off the people who have been feeding them lies, because those lies nearly cost them the best thing that ever happened to them. I see them actively pulling away from the third party. They are closing themselves off to the outside noise. They are retreating into their own mind, their own heart, and finally listening to their intuition. And their intuition is screaming your name. They are realizing that the only way to truly heal, the only way to step into their highest potential, is by coming back into alignment with you. The outside interference is losing its grip. The spell is breaking. But the question remains, what exactly are they going to do about it? How are they going to break free from this web, and what is the specific action they are going to take tomorrow? Because what I'm seeing is an imminent, undeniable shift. A move that is going to catch you completely off guard. The message is ready. The confession is written. They are just waiting for the perfect moment to hit send. What happens next is going to change everything. Cancer, we have arrived at the climax of this reading, and this is where the energy reaches its absolute peak. Tomorrow is the day. The divine timing is officially knocking on the door. What I'm picking up on is an imminent, undeniable shift in your physical reality. The message, the call, the confession, it is already queued up in the universe. This person has reached their breaking point, and the interference? It's not going to be strong enough to stop what is about to happen. The old cycle is dead, and tomorrow begins a completely new chapter. Here is exactly what happens next. This person is going to bypass the noise. They're going to find a moment where they are completely alone, away from the prying eyes of that third party, away from the toxic influences trying to keep them small. And in that moment of solitude, the dam is going to break. I see them staring at their phone, their heart racing, their hands practically shaking. They are going to type out a message that they have been composing in their head for weeks. Or, for some of you, they are going to get in their car, drive somewhere quiet, and actually call you. They need to hear your voice. They need you to feel the vibration of their sincerity. This is not going to be a casual, "Hey, how are you?" text. Spirit is showing me a massive emotional download. This message is heavy. It is laden with apology, regret, and raw, unfiltered truth. They are going to lay their cards on the table. They are going to admit their fears, their mistakes, and the fact that they took you for granted. They are going to tell you that they cannot stop thinking about you, that they compared everyone else to you and everyone fell short, that they were stupid, scared, and prideful, and they are ready to drop the ego and finally offer you the commitment and the honesty you deserved all along. The truth that has been delayed for too long is finally going to be spoken. But Cancer, here is where we need to talk about you. Because while this person is panicking and rushing to confess, your energy is shifting into a completely different gear. You are no longer the person waiting by the phone. You are no longer the person holding the energetic bridge together all by yourself. The universe has elevated you. You have been through the fire of this connection, you have done the healing, and you have reclaimed your power. And because of that, the way you receive this message is going to change everything. Here's the thing, you do not need to jump the moment they reach out. I know your Cancer heart. I know your first instinct is to nurture, to forgive, to open the door wide and let them back in. But I am here to tell you, do not make it easy for them. They need to feel the weight of what they did. They need to understand that your heart is a privilege, not a pit stop. When that message comes through tomorrow, take a breath. Do not reply immediately. Let them sit in the discomfort of their vulnerability for a little while. You hold the cards now. You are the one in control of the timeline. Your guidance right now, Cancer, is to protect your energy fiercely. Trust your intuition. If the message feels genuine, if the energy behind their words feels like true surrender, then you can slowly open the door. But if there is even a hint of game playing, if it feels like they are just testing the waters without being willing to dive in, you need to be prepared to walk away again. And this time, for good. You are energetically significant. You are the prize. They are the ones who need to prove they are worthy of stepping back into your light. It feels like you have been the giver in this dynamic for so long. You have been the one pouring out the love, the patience, the understanding. But the scales are tipping. The universe is balancing this connection out. They are being forced to step up, to do the chasing, to do the emotional labor. Your job is to sit back, receive, and observe. Do not force the outcome. Do not try to manage their emotions or fix their problems. Let them untangle their own mess. Let them cut off the third-party interference on their own. Let them prove with actions, not just words, that they are ready for the depth of love you offer. For some of you, this reconciliation is going to happen faster than you think. The confession tomorrow is going to open the floodgates, and you might find yourselves having a deep, hours-long conversation that completely resets the foundation of your connection. For others, it's going to be a process. The message tomorrow is the first crack in the dam, but it will take time for the water to fully flow. Either way, the momentum is shifting in your favor. The old story of you chasing them while they run away is over. The new story is them fighting their way back to you while you stand peacefully in your power. You have awakened something in this person that can never be put back to sleep. You have changed them on a cellular level. And now, the universe is demanding that they honor that awakening with truth and action. Tomorrow is the beginning of that reckoning. Be prepared for the shock. Be prepared for the emotional intensity. And most importantly, be prepared to finally receive the love and honesty you have been asking for. Cancer, I want you to take a deep breath and release all the anxiety you've been carrying about this connection. The universe has heard your prayers. The divine timing is here. You are seen, you are cherished, and you are about to witness the turning point you have been waiting for. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourself, Cancer.